studio on this tiny little Greek island. Today is Friday, August 30th, and I am on my way out onto the mainland, going up to the mountainside to visit my mother for some time today, probably just for the day. And it was an unexpected trip, so my filming on this next project that I'm doing, this next YouTube video on how to know what to leave out of your painting. You know, like you have a reference photo or you're out in the field and you're looking at everything. Do you paint everything that you see as it is in nature? And the answer is no. Of course, you can do that. There are very rare situations where nature will give you the perfect reference for a two-dimensional surface, but it's pretty rare, and I have yet to find one. So there are always things that need to be adjusted, taken out, some things added or moved, and just how do you do that? So that's what the focus of this next video is on. I was hoping to get it up today. That will not happen as I will be out and about traveling, and so tomorrow is my goal for that, to finish the filming, and Sunday should be up. It's a beautiful process to learn this adjusting of the reference photo. If you go to an like wetcanvas.com, I think it's .com, Wet Canvas anyways, which is a fabulous, everybody go there, fabulous area to ask your questions, to get valid answers, to have very interesting discussions about painting, and reference photos are also there, and plenty of those reference photos are really quite useful. I think the portrait, you know, when you have a portrait of somebody as a reference photo, that usually most of that is are things that you will actually put in the painting, some more defined, other areas of the portrait less defined, depending on where you are and, you know, which areas are in shadow, which areas are in the focal area that are more important and need more sharper edges and higher details. But there's probably things in the background that don't need to be there or need to just kind of disappear. And it's a great way to learn things that are pertinent to the composition that you're doing, that are useful to the design that you are putting together for this painting, whether that is a portrait, whether it is a landscape, a still life. All of it needs the same type of process, you know, that same type of process where, boom, I have this idea. Yeah, I really love it. I'm gonna paint it, and you know, there it is, right? You're up there painting, but before you get there, you have to take the abstract idea and begin to define it. It's all about limiting that creative energy, limiting, confining it, putting boundaries around the creative idea in order to bring it down into the physical world, right? And get it out of the idea stage and thought and imagination, where it can just like float around and do all sorts of things because there's no boundaries and it's not physical. I laugh because I like it in that area. I can spend a lot of time in that area. So, yeah, as so then bringing it down and making it physical, actually standing at your easel or sitting wherever you are painting, wherever your tiny little studio is, and creating it, painting it physically, mixing the colors, drawing it out, working with your edges, the different layers that you're going to be using on this little painting. I mean, there's so many things. There's so many things to do. So, yeah, it's that is my thing. It's my thing. That whole process, that whole creative process, how you can tap into that creativity, how you can get over those creative blocks, how you can move through the, a lot of creative people just kind of sit around and wait for their inspiration to hit them and zap them with all this energy and be like, you gotta paint this. And then they paint something and then they go back to wait for creative energy to touch them again. But in fact, your creative energy is always there. It's always there. And the process that you're thinking, because this is what I used to do, that creativity and inspiration, the creative muse had to knock on your door in order for you to pick up your paintbrushes and paint. And boy, a lot of time and energy is wasted by not having a daily practice, by not having daily communication with your inner self, what's going on within you, especially when you're not able to be in your studio. And it really isn't that hard. It really isn't difficult to begin to have this communication. Your creative energy, that creative realm, wherever it comes from, but it's always there, with the ideas that you have and the inspirations, and stepping up physically to your easel in your tiny little studio and creating that painting. All of that is a continual process that does not need that beautiful creative muse to come in and zap you with an idea or with the creative energy to suddenly create this beautiful painting. Create bad paintings, create average paintings, create paintings more and more and more if you can on a daily basis. Not finished paintings, but doing daily creative work so that when the creative muse gets you, because the creative muse will always come in and you will fall into the flow and the energy of the creative muse, and you will create a painting that is, you're going to cry from joy because you have stepped beyond where you normally were, where you were before. So you have upgraded yourself because of the practice of drawing and painting bad paintings, of drawing and painting paintings, of practicing something new like a brand new medium and playing around with that and acknowledging that, yeah, these little playing around sketches or little paintings are definitely not worthy of being sold, but they are definitely worthy of your time. And they are, all of these little pieces are the place where you will continually have your creative energy. You will continually have inspiration once you build it up. So it's like this, you guys. If you go into your house one day and clean the entire house, and then you live in that house for a month waiting for the inspiration to clean it again, by the time you get that inspiration, your house is going to be a mess. So if you go every day and have this routine and you're picking up and, cleaning, not the deep cleaning thing, then when you have the inspiration to get up and clean again, it's already going to be pretty much taken care of, and you can get in and start working on the areas that you were never able to work on before. So if you do the same process with your painting, you come to a point where you're in a painting and you're doing what you normally do, but because you have been there, you have been present daily in your studio, understanding and learning new things, you come to a certain part of that painting and you're like, oh, wait a minute. I've never seen that before. What do I do? How do I know what to do. And you have this inspiration of something that is so subtle that most people looking at the painting wouldn't know, but artists who look at your painting will know. And most of all, you will know. And the things that you learn, the growth that you experience in this creative reality, I don't know, you guys, whether you sell your paintings or not, to me, it's the largest payment that I could possibly get in this creative endeavor that I am in. So with that, be inspired, be creative, be you. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and I will see you all again on Monday. Take care.